Okay, so after 3 chapters of this series, it's really given me the half Naruto, half fairy tale kind of feel to it. But other than that, I'm really liking it so far. It's really fun and interesting. Um, but this chapter, Black Clover, chapter 3, was entitled "The Road to the Wizard King." Um, the first thing I want to mention is that for some reason, it was stated earlier in this chapter that if you're an aristocrat or closer to the capital, your natural magic power is stronger for some reason. I don't know why. I think we'll probably find out the more we go on with the series. But as of now, for some reason, your natural magic is just stronger, which is interesting. I wonder why that is. Um, so we get introduced to this next competitor who's about to fight Yuno. His name is Salim. He looks all cool and suave walking up to Yuno. So I got you next. You can't find anybody else to fight, and he just gets one shotted. Just, I mean, Asta one shot. One shot. It's just, oh man, they're beasts. And but after that, I mean, the exams just end quickly. So after that, all the we get a shot of all the examinees, and which in the selection process to join the a Magic Knight squad was very interesting. And so it was all the examinees standing in one area, and they were all given a number. And so how it worked was you had to they would call out your number, and as they called out your number, you would walk forward, and they'll say your number out loud, and whoever wanted you, whichever captain of the 9 captains wanted you, he or she would raise their hand, and then you would go to that captain. But if nobody called you, you're out of luck. And if they called you and nobody raised their hands, you got to go home. And what I thought was really interesting, what I really liked is, if there's more than one that called you, you get to choose whichever one you want to go to, which is cool, and it's really cool. But what happens to because when number is called, all 9 of them raise their hands. I didn't think that I thought that a lot would want, but I didn't think that what's the knights that joins what's their name? I think I wrote it down. Golden Dawn, the strongest knights. Yeah, the Magic Knights. Golden Dawn. I thought he would be too cocky to choose anybody. I didn't think he thought anybody was interesting. But actually, I thought he would choose Asta before But hey, he picked But so yeah, and after that, Asta, we see a couple people get the nose, and which is sad because they just got to go home and wait 6 months later. I'm pretty sure it's I think it's every year or every 6 months. I forget, but so we get to Asta, and his name gets called, and but before I mention that though, it was interesting. We get 2 other the Wizard Knights, the Magic Knights name, the squad names. We get the Purple Orcus and the Crimson Lion, which so we have the Golden Dawn, the Black Bulls, the Purple Orcus, and the Crimson Lion. So we have 4 so far. I wonder what the other 5 are. But so Asta gets called up, and he got a speech for himself, an old fashioned Naruto speech. Trying to boost his confidence, and he steps up there, and nobody raises their hand, which was hilarious. And so after that, after nobody raised their hands, the leader of the Black Bulls, what's his name? Ooh, that's my dude. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now. Yami, yeah. And so he likes Asta, and he jumps down to where the examinees are, and he's talking to Asta, asking him, how are you gonna become a Wizard King? Do you have what it takes? Do you have no magic? And in this world, magic is everything. So how are you gonna become Wizard King? And Asta says, no matter what it takes, even if I fail right now, I'll still come back. Now, some way, somehow, I'll find a way. And and I see a connection between Yami and Asta. And I think Yami is going to be the person that's going to push Asta to get strong. Because I think Asta is a person that pushes you know, to keep getting stronger. And I think Yami's gonna be the person that pushes Asta to get stronger. So I like that interesting dynamic right there. And so you see a picture of Yami and Asta standing next to each other, and when I seen that shot, I was like, yeah, they're gonna really become close. And I really like that. It's gonna be I'm liking Yami. I like his character. I like the way he acts. But so and then between that, there's a little comedy scene that I'm not really gonna go over, it was funny. Asta now had to take a dump, and I think it was Seki. You know, he was jealous, so he was trying to poison Asta with like a poison lizard. But one thing that was interesting in that scene that I started to realize, and I think is specializes in wind magic, because every technique he used so far has to do with something with wind, and like he can create different species and like he created an owl and objects that with wind at will. So that's cool, and I love wind users. It's one of my favorite elements, probably because of Avatar. But so after that and everything, they I think it was like Yami's like his right hand man. His name I forget his name. It's a weird name, but he opens up a portal and they go to their guild. That's why I said this is really like fairy tale too. At first it was like Naruto, but I see some fairy tale aspect. It's like a guild that they go to, and we see a couple of the other members, and they're crazy, and just like the fairy tale members, destroying and blowing up stuff. And we find out at the end that it's the absolute worst guild of all the Magic Knights. Of all the 9 Magic Knights, the Black Bulls are the worst guild. But I think eventually they will get to the level of the best, which the direction I think the story's going. I love this episode. I'm loving this series. So tell me what you think. Please comment, rate, and subscribe if you like Black Clover. I'm gonna be doing these reviews every single week, every time it's out. So yeah, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.